Good evening. You're watching News Mongolia on MNB World, and I'm your host, Jargalma Dufnjargal. On the News Mongolia today, has land allocation near schools and kindergartens violated children's rights? A Mongolian history photography event launched nationwide. Over 2,500 runners are registered for the 2025 Ulaanbaatar Marathon. For the news, stay tuned. Over 1,700 schools and 1,400 kindergartens are operating nationwide, but some say children's rights are being overlooked due to the poor land management and chaotic urban planning. According to a 2023 study, over 900 preschools and around 800 general education school buildings have been rated high risk. Officials say the main cause of this risk is the construction of buildings near school zones and disorganized land allocation, which has compromised the safety of these facilities. In the 24th Horo of Hanwol district, nearly 4,600 children aged 6 to 18 attend general education schools. However, sources report that there isn't a single state-run school or kindergarten in the entire Horo. There is only one school number 34, serving 3 horos here in Hanwol. About 2,100 kids from the 24th horo go there, but the rest, nearly 2,500 children, have to attend schools in other districts or enroll in private ones. The thing is, we do have land in the district where schools could be built, but unfortunately, those plots have already been handed over to private companies. This kindergarten in Hanwol district was built to accommodate 200 children, but there are 303 kids receiving preschool education here. Due to the land allocation practices, these children's rights are being violated. Our kindergarten was provided with air conditioning, but it only lasts 2 days before it stops working effectively because of the number of children. The issue is that the state manages the roads, but the construction of the schools and kindergartens depends on the district and city. There is no coordination between the newly built roads and the school or kindergarten buildings. This often leads to roads suddenly entering the yard of a state-run kindergarten.
First, the path to the kindergarten is just dirt until you actually enter the building. Second, once you cross the road, it leads directly to the main street, which puts children's safety at immediate risk.
As of today, 145 general education school and kindergarten buildings are under construction in Ulaanbaatar.
If population density and infrastructure are properly planned in coordination with surrounding developments, it would definitely be possible to do so.
Due to the limited access to nearby schools and overcrowding nationwide, over 870 general education schools are operating in shifts, with 356 schools operating in the first shift and 507 in the second. In the 2024 to 2025 academic year, approximately 17,800 children are enrolled in the first shift and around 7,600 children are in the second. Ensuring children have a safe and healthy learning environment, starting with proper land allocation, is crucial to addressing these pressing issues. A nationwide photography event showcasing Mongolia's historical and cultural legacy has officially kicked off, featuring over 400 works by 40 photographers. Part of the 3rd annual Photography Week, the exhibition highlights Mongolia's visual heritage across multiple venues, including major museums and galleries. The exhibition features over 400 artworks from around 40 photographers. These photographs cover a wide range of themes, including history, nature, and contemporary life. The main goal of the exhibition is to instill pride in Mongolia's homeland, history, and cultural heritage, while also increasing public awareness and social impact. This year marks the 90th anniversary of the establishment of Mongolia's official photography office, which was founded in 1935, based on photographs taken by a French trader in 1845. Mongolia is also commemorating 180 years since photography first arrived in the country, a milestone highlighted by this exhibition.
Historical travelers who journeyed across Mongolia, photographs of them are also included in this exhibition. Back then, Mongolians were widely regarded by foreigners and even by Mongolians themselves as backward or uncivilized. Through these photographs, we can see what kind of culture, clothing, lifestyle, and daily environment existed at the time. It sheds light on the brighter side of that era, and this historical perspective is the major significance of today's exhibition. We are displaying around 50 large format photographs across 2 spacious halls for this group exhibition. Exhibitions of this year's best works are also being held at the Museum of Natural History and the National Museum of Mongolia. These exhibitions are running in parallel.
Now in its 3rd year, Photography Week is being celebrated at multiple venues with exhibitions on view at museums and galleries in the capital and the provinces. Now let's take a look at Mongolian current affairs. Since registration began on April 1st, 2,544 participants have signed up for the 2025 Ulaanbaatar Marathon. Runners have registered for 6 different categories and distances, with over 50% signing up for the 5-kilometer run in the 2 age groups, 12 to 17 years and 18 years and older. 1,300 runners have registered for the 5-kilometer race and 800 for the 10-kilometer and 21-kilometer races. 101 athletes have registered to run the full 42-kilometer marathon. More than 190 people have signed up for the Family Run, the category designed for the youngest participants. The number of participants in the annual Ulaanbaatar Marathon has been steadily increasing. 13,000 people officially registered for the International Marathon in 2023, and that number doubled to 30,000 last year. People wishing to participate in the Ulaanbaatar Marathon can register through the official website ulaanbaatar.marathon.mn or the HiPay mobile application. Registered participants will receive their race numbers between May 10th and 20th. On April 21st, the Deputy Head and Chief of Staff of the National Emergency Management Agency of Mongolia, Kanzuruk, met with the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of India to Mongolia, Atul Malhari Gatsurve. The 2 sides discussed cooperation between the disaster protection agencies of the 2 countries and organizing joint training and exercises to ensure the safety of Mongol refinery, which is being built in Altanshuretsum in Dorngoy province with soft loan financing from the government of the Republic of India. The 2 sides discussed expanding collaboration by enrolling NEMA staff in short and medium-term professional training courses within the 2 countries' technical and economic cooperation program. Thank you for staying with us. Here are the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Next, our program will turn our attention to foreign news, partnered with international news agencies. Russian forces continued their strikes on Ukrainian military units in the Kursk region, while Ukraine reported successfully repelling dozens of Russian attacks, despite the expiration of 30-hour Easter truce. Both sides have accused each other of violating the ceasefire during the truce period, with heavy clashes reported across several regions. Russia said on Monday that Russian forces continue to strike Ukraine military units in Russia's Kursk region, while Ukraine said that its forces repelled dozens of Russian attacks. The Russian Defense Ministry said in a daily briefing that its armed forces continued their special military operation on Monday. According to the ministry, after the expiration of the 30-hour Easter truce at midnight on Sunday into Monday local time, the units of the North Military Group continued to strike Ukrainian military units in Russia's Kursk region, destroying several military vehicles and artillery pieces. The ministry said that its air defenses shot down over 100 Ukrainian drones on Monday, adding that between 9:10 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. local time, air defenses downed Ukrainian drones over Russia's Kursk and Belgorod regions. The Ukrainian Air Force on Monday reported that Russian forces launched one anti-ship cruise missile, two anti-radar missiles, and 96 attack drones in the early hours of the day. By 9 a.m. local time, Ukrainian Air Defense Forces had shot down 42 drones across the eastern, northern, and central regions. Ukrainian authorities say that the Russian attacks impacted the regions of Kharkiv, Dnipropetrovsk, and Cherkasy. A battlefield report released by the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces at 8 a.m. on Monday indicated that 96 clashes occurred in frontline areas over the past 24 hours. Russia and Ukraine accused each other of violating the now expired Easter truce. The Russian Defense Ministry said on Monday that during the truce period, Russian forces strictly adhered to the ceasefire, while Ukrainian forces launched 6 attacks in various directions, including Donetsk and Kursk, all of which were repelled. Ukrainian forces carried out a total of 1,404 artillery strikes and 3,316 drone attacks on Russian positions, with Russian forces recording about 4,900 instances of Ukrainian violations of the truce, Russia's defense ministry said. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said in the early hours of Monday that Russian forces had violated the truce a total of 2,935 times on Sunday, including 96 assault attempts and 1,882 artillery strikes, with the most intense activity observed in the Pokrovsk region. The Ukrainian president also said that Russia had not responded either to Ukraine's proposal for a full 30-day ceasefire after Easter or to the proposal for at least extending the truce in the sky that would see an end to missile and drone strikes on civilian infrastructure. Flags were lowered to help staff outside the European Union building in Brussels on Tuesday, following the death of Pope Francis at the age of 88. European Commission spokesperson Ariana Podesta announced that Commission President Ursula von der Leyen would attend the Pope's funeral on Saturday. Pope Francis passed away on Monday after suffering a stroke that led to heart failure.
The world mourns the passing of Pope Francis. He inspired millions far beyond the Catholic Church with his humility and his pure love for the less fortunate. Our thoughts are with all who feel this profound loss. May they find solace in the idea that Pope Francis' legacy will continue to guide us all toward a more just, peaceful, and compassionate world. Let me also confirm that the President will travel to Rome on Saturday to attend the funeral ceremony of His Holiness Pope Francis.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We will see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Goodbye.